Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our English Rules of Breaking News. Throughout his two terms in office, US President Donald Trump has not been shy to criticize, even to attack Washington's NATO allies. But his latest suggestions that failing to secure the Strait of Hormuz would be very bad for the future of NATO implies an understanding of the alliance's purpose that has already raised eyebrows. NATO. NATO was created as a defensive alliance. General Sir Nick Carter, former chief of the defense staff, told the BBC on yesterday Monday. It was not an alliance that was designed for one of the allies to go on war of choice at the oblige everybody else to follow. He said, I am not sure that's the sort of NATO that any of us wanted to belong to. Coming from a president who only 2 months ago was making strident claims to Greenland, the sovereign territory of a fellow NATO member, there is more than a little irony in the latest remark. So, this perhaps helps to explain why some responses have been fairly blunt. In Germany, a government spokesperson said the war with Iran had nothing to do with NATO, while Defense Minister Boris Pistorius seemed to power scorn on the idea that Europe's modest navies could make a difference. What does Trump expect from a handful of European frigates that the powerful US Navy cannot do? He asked. This is not our war. We have not started it. But none of this would hide the fact that there is now an urgent and growing need for a solutions to the crisis in the Gulf. So Iran's effective blocking of the Strait of Hormuz, except for a handful of vessels carrying its own oil to allies like India and China, has left Western governments scrambling to find a solution. It may be a crisis triggered by the Trump's decisions to go to war, but it is one that needs to be fixed quickly before the impacts on the global economy get any worse. Viewers, but it is already clear that there is no quick fix. So, at his news conference on Monday, UK Prime Minister Sir Kyle Starmer had conversations aimed at working out a viable plan but ongoing with the US, European, and Gulf partners, but that we are not at the point of decision yet. When the exclusive report, FTV English, Delhi, Bharat.